faces. We can play it low, keep it low, keep the rhythm going though. Let's keep the rhythm going. Yeah. It's real low. Yeah. Beautiful. We got some children in the room. See my son just walked in. I feel whole again. All right. Beautiful. It's really great to see everyone. This is your good brother. You guys probably already know that. You know, I grew up in the center when it was Wachumbe. Yeah, Mama Nazizi here. We're gonna pull it all together. Peace, power, creative prosperity. I needed to just get together with my brothers and sisters, feel the warmth of their body, and we're gonna make it all work one step at a time. So I'm gonna say the words Aparigani. The great thing about us as adults, what we do is when we say that, they're gonna listen to what we say and hear from us in a manner where everyone can be able to engage and where our youth will remember. So I'm gonna try it again. Aparigani. So you would say NIA, purpose. And then our children will be able to understand, like, oh, wait a minute, I think I heard something like NIA, and I think I remember hearing purpose, right? And what we wanted to do is to get into their subconscious mind so that even when somebody brings it up, they say, no, I remember I was a kid, they said NIA, and I always heard purpose after that. And by the time they get older, they'll already know the full practice. And you know, we got 2 mics here too, brother. So that's the thing that I really want us to kind of utilize Kwanzaa for. Kwanzaa is an opportunity to engage our children with principles. We know that our community has went through a lot of tumultuous trauma, just a lot of trauma. And so that trauma can cause you to forget your foundation. And so, not that we've totally forgot, because we know some stuff, but I think sometimes when we go through trauma, it causes us to go into silos and we just say, I'm just gonna do my thing and take care of my business and stay in my own lane, that type of thing. And really, we are a gathering people. We are a people that gather. When something happens, we come together. This is a great happening for our culture. This is a welcome mat to the culture. This is not the culture. This is a welcome mat to the culture. So, a welcome mat to what? Because see, when you have culture, then guess what will lead you? Your principles of the culture will lead you. You won't need one person to tell you what to do. You'll have the culture that gives you and informs you and says, okay, we need to be united. We need self-determination. We need collective work and responsibility. We need cooperative economics. We need purpose. That's today. And that's the reason why I'm speaking this. I'm doing all of this on purpose, because today is about making everything we do purposeful. Somebody say NIA. NIA means purpose. NIA means purpose. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let's give it up for the AAACC and the Village Project. Give it up, give it up, give it up. You know, we could not do anything without the happenings of Adrienne Williams. You know, Adrienne Williams, before she contacted me, I was doing Kwanzaas in Hunters Point. And I began doing Kwanzaas because I had 3 elders. One named Kanika Shabazz. Very good, that's what I'm talking about. I had Ms. Mama Shemba, yes. And then I had another elder, and her name was Mama McKenya. Thank you so much for that. Give them a round of applause. So these three elders were the ones I actually even knew anything about Kwanzaa. I learned it through them. And they invited me to their events at their events that they did in San Francisco. So I'm from Bayview, Hunters Point. I grew up all over the city, but my grandmother ran a barbershop for 56 years at Bayview, Hunters Point on 3rd and Newcomb. And so my connection to community is real deep, and really everything that I do is like how my grandmother was connected to it. So I do everything that I'm doing in the name of my grandmother. And what I would like to do is welcome you in the name of my grandmother, Mamie Loggins. Let's give a great ashe for Mamie Loggins. Do it ashe. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we have a couple of things we need to get forward. What we're going to do is I want to get permission from an elder to continue to start this process. Do we have an elder in the room? All right, we got elders already saying, yeah, go on here, baby. Let the room say ashe. The elders have said it's okay for me to move forward. Ashe. All right, what I would like to do is I would like to first get started with libations. This is a time where we begin to actually call on our ancestors, and I have my good brother Clint, who has the sound from the ground, which I was a kid. I was actually the youngest person in the group back in the day. I used to drum with them all over the city. And Brother Clint's going to come up, and he's going to celebrate our ancestors with you. We have to call them into the room. As we call our ancestors in, we call them in rhythm. We call them with reverence. We call them with humble nature. Brother Clint Sockwell. Everybody say, hey, Brother Clint. Give him a round of applause.
Blessings. Blessings. Can I get a little bit on this mic right here? Can I get a little on this mic right here? Can I get a little on this mic right here? For the millions. For the millions. See that mic, man?
I can time it up for you. I got you.
And now we pour libations for the millions of Africans chained to the slave ship, for the millions of scars on their backs by the bullwhip. We pour libations to remember with one person pouring liquid into the ground or into a vessel, and the village respond in an African tongue. You say, Ashe, Ashe. I pour out a little love for my mother, Roberta Robinson, and the village says, we pour libations to remember. We pour libations, and the oldest person in the room should be honored to pour the libation, because they are the closest to the ancestors. Pour libations for those who have lived their lives, whose shoulders you stand on and are obligated. They say when you die, you're dead. But when people stop saying your name, you are truly dead. Ashe? I pour out a little love for Medgar Evers. Ashe? I meets with the clouds and come back down on our faces as rain. I said a few names, but there's names I don't even know. I don't know your folks. I don't know the name of your mama, your daddy. Right now, fill this room with the names of those people that you don't want to forget, that you shouldn't forget. Say their names as I pull. Say their name. Say their name. Say their name. Say their name. Don't forget them. They'll forget you. Say their name. Say their name. Say their name. Never forget those who show you. Stand on. Say their name. Say their name. Say their name. Say their names. Kunta Kinte. El Hashmi, El Shabazz. I pour out a little love for James Baldwin. I pour out a little love, because that's what we need to do as black people. Pour libations for the ancestors.
Eugene White.
Pour libations for the ancestors. If you pour libations for them, the children will pour libations for you. Ashe?
Ashe.
What was that sister's name? She wrote all kind of beautiful things. I know why Cagebird sings. Come on, come on.
Maya Angelou.
What was his name? They called him Madiba. He was a South African brother. What was his name?
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. Come on, y'all. What about Stephen Biko? Took him out into the woods and killed him. They were afraid of him. Just because he spoke truth. Ashe? Pour libations for the ancestors. I want to pour out a little love for Coretta Scott King. Ashe? Fannie Lou Hamer. Ashe?
Betty Shabazz.
We could go on for days, huh? Y'all got some more names. One more round. Y'all think of somebody you ain't gave honor to. Say their name. Say their name.
Brother Omar.
Say their name. Say their
Malcolm
name.
X.
Say their name.
Marcus Garvey.
Say their name. Say
Elijah
their name.
Muhammad.
Ashe.
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 Noble Drew Ali.
Them brothers, the wind beneath my wing. My. They got all worked up. How about a hand for these wonderful drummers?
Woo! Give it up, give it up. Let's give it up to the drummers. Get a drummer some. Get a drummer some. Get a drummer some.
My.
All right.
Right now, there's another thing we need to do. We've invited the ancestors. Brother Malik has welcomed you and asked permission from the elders to continue. Only one thing left to do, and then we can get into our program properly. And that is to sing a little song. I would like for everyone to break out their technology, their phones, and find a lyric. It's called the Negro National Anthem. It was a song that they wrote back when we were Negroes. So I'd like for you to find it, because we're black people now, but we like how it go. So find that.
This song is a great history book.
Talking about the Black National Anthem? Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if you find it, I would like for everyone to please stand.
Stand for the Black National Anthem.
And we will sing it together, all three verses.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's beautiful, that first verse. Everybody liked that one. Oh, but that second verse, it gets dark, huh? But by that third verse, you know why you should teach it to your children. Teach all three verses to your children. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies.
has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat and not a weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from our gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright stars cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met Thee. Lest our heart, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shadowed beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Give yourself a hand, y'all.
Yes, yes, yes. I only sing good when I'm Brother McClure. No, I ain't that. Give it up to yourselves. Give it up, give it up, give it up. So we're going to move on to our next level on the chart here. Let me look at my chart, make sure I'm on point with everything. Now I'm going to take you into the history of Kwanzaa. How many of you guys, this is your first time at Kwanzaa? This is your first Kwanzaa gathering you've come to. Ah, look, he did two. That's beautiful. I love it. Huh? Yeah, thank you, brother. Everyone give Brother Clint one more good round, warm applaud. Give him all the love. Brother, as we move on the road, we want that brother to get there and fly there in good spirit. All right, my brother said, man, I love how he did that. That was cool. I like that, man. I'm going to have to look after this guy right here. I like how he did that. That was cool. That was smooth, too. Like, yeah, we got the food, man. Let him know. All right. I love it. So we're going to, I'm going to do a little blessing for the food, and then I'm going to go into the history of Kwanzaa, okay? So, however you pray, you may close your eyes, bow your head, or just, get into the deep depthness of our ancestors as I pray. Yes, yes. Assuredly, we are seeking and striving to be the righteous reflection of the Creator and not of the misguided ones. For our entire life existence is for the purpose, the plan, the will, and the upliftment of the God and their principles that governs the universe. There is no valid authority greater than this. We are sternly obedient. And by this oath, we live our lives with peace, love, happiness on this day of purpose, NIA. We eat, rejoice, and remember. We say, Ashe. Thank you. So we got the food. We got some food that's going to be coming back to you. I think we're going to go a table at a time. And I believe the servants, the folks who are serving the food, will come to the table and let you know to come and grab yourself a plate. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is begin explaining to you this table here. I know that I have a bunch of folks here in the room, so I'm going to do a little call and response. So when I say mat, what word might I use in Swahili for those of you who are already? Should I ask that question or should I just go ahead? Huh? Okay, so the foundation is Mkeka. Can you say Mkeka? Mkeka is the mat. Everyone say Mkeka is the mat. Then when we go to the kinara, that's the candle holder. Let's say kinara. The candle holder. The kinara and the mat, that is our ancestors and our elders standing on the foundation of Africa and the foundation of America in which we built with the principles of the Nguzo Saba. The principles of the Nguzo Saba is Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, Imani. Now when we say Ujamaa, right, some say there's a Kiswahili language, there's a Swahili language, and then there's Shang. The language that we're speaking for this is Swahili. Kiswahili is made for what is called the tourists, people who just happen to come and may not be necessarily connected, but what we were taught was Swahili and not Kiswahili. So there's a difference because there's a different twang in the word. So when we say Umoja, unity, can everyone say that? When you say Mishumaa, Mishumaa is like saying miss you mama. I've been saying it so much. So can everyone say miss you mama? Miss you mama. So miss you mama is like saying Mishumaa. Can everyone say Mishumaa? Mishumaa. Saba. So that's two A's. It's like saying Ujamaa. Instead you're saying Mishumaa. Saba. Saba is 7. Mishumaa is the candles. So we have the 7 candles, the Mishumaa Saba. After that, we have Muhindi or Vibunzi. Muhindi is the corn. It's more than one corn, one stalk of corn, but one stalk of corn would be considered Vibunzi. Can you say Vibunzi? Vibunzi. I see my brother in the room. Yes, yes, yes. The beautiful family's here. We also have another word, Muhindi. Can you say Muhindi? Muhindi is the corn that represents our children, and when you look at it, it has all these kernels that represent the potential of our children. The potential of our children to bring us a great generation. But within them, we have to instill the warmth. Our children are born in the process of trauma, being born here in America, and the way our families have to struggle to keep their homes, to keep their places, to keep their jobs, to keep the money, to keep all of these things without losing. So it is a struggle to keep it together, and that's why it's important that we have unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility on purpose, okay, with cooperative economics. Next, I'm going to go over to the crops. Someone say the crops. The crops. Mazao. I want to stop for a minute. I want to say a word, and that is ago. You say ame. Ago. 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 So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the room comes to a point where there's not a lot of chatter in the back, because I don't want our children to lose the information or to totally disregard the information that's coming out, because this is a really great opportunity for us to build a memory for our children. So in the process of that, we have the crops. Can someone say mazao? Look next to the person and say mazao is crops. The crops are a sign of how well you did or how well you wish to do. Okay, in the beginning I said Kwanzaa is a welcome mat to our culture. Kwanzaa is not the African culture in total, because Africa is a continent and we have so many languages, so many cultures, that practicing this is a Pan-African act. It's for all of us to come together. All right? So this idea of us coming together is really this idea of us synthesizing the information that comes ultimately from all cultures. And the foundation of our culture is really all about unity, right? We want our children to know that they have to be together with their family. And also be together with the information and not feel insecure or shy or afraid of the information, because a lot of our children feel embarrassed about it. Now, the embarrassment that I need you to understand is like when we talk about the gifts. Can someone say the gifts? Zawadi. I'm going to see if I can get the whole room. The gifts. Zawadi. The gifts. Zawadi. The idea of this table is to set in the minds of our children below the age of 10. See, after 10, I remember when I was 10. How many of you remember when you was 10? Right? When you was 10, you're like, ooh, I'm about to be a teenager. Right? My age is double now. I'm not no little baby no more. Right? So a part of us stopped listening. Don't mean that we disrespect. Oh, I couldn't disrespect my mom. Was quick draw my girl, real quick. I wouldn't even know what happened after. You know what I mean? My mom was quick draw my girl. She didn't play no games. But inside of us, you know, we go to school, we try to show something different, like I'm me, I'm not them. And when we do that, our children are pulling away, because there's trillions of dollars poured into the idea of our children looking at our culture as not cool. I'm going to say it again. There are trillions of dollars poured into the idea of our children believing that our culture is just not cool, and that being cool is the status quo to go out and look like a fool. I don't mean to say that. They good. But what I mean by that is that we use Kwanzaa as a way to lighten up the load of our children so that they can understand that it's something that they can feel good about. So there was an early part of hip-hop. Yes, I said hip-hop. It was an early part of hip-hop that had culture, right? There was beatboxing. There was this thing that I came up in that era, so there was beatboxing, there was breakdancing, there was all these things you could do, right? And if you weren't a rapper, you can dance, you can do all these things. But then there was an angle by the corporations that said, you know, we can benefit if we tap into this and pull them out of this idea of the 10-point program. Who's heard of the 10-point program? Anybody? The 10-point program of the Black Panther Party. My brother Terry over there, you know what it is. So the idea was to pull their minds away from the 10-point program, which means we deserve housing. It goes all the way down. I would say if you don't know what the 10-point program is, look up inside of your phones. We got computers with us. Look inside of your phones. There's the 10-point program of the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, where this 10-point program really was this idea that we needed to be able to operate in our communities. And I think it's something you want to offer to our children. So with that, back in then, there was so much going on that they had organizations like us and Black Panther parties fighting against one another. And that was the same thing for when the 80s happened. When hip hop began, they created these circumstances where they would go over here and speak to one neighborhood and say, you know, they about to come rolling on y'all. They told me they was coming after you. And then they go over there like, yeah, dude said F you. He said he ain't even looking at you, that type of thing. Now all of a sudden when the block party jumps off, because there used to be block parties in this city, when every neighborhood came to the block party. But somewhere along that way, there was this dissemination. Can somebody say counterintelligence program? It's these types of things to defeat the COINTELPRO. Okay, I'm getting deep for you. But I have to get deep for you so you can grab it a little tighter. Okay? But we do have a lot of work to do with our children. That doesn't mean our children are losing. It's just that our children are extremely smart, and we don't want to play them like they're not intelligent. They're very intelligent. It's just that a lot of times we believe that they may not know what we're talking about when actually they know. So what I've done to you is I've given you most of the table. The zawadi is a gift that's made from someone's hand. Okay? Someone say black hands to black hands. All right. So the idea is that black hands make something and give it to black people. Now, the celebration is different from the practice, you guys. I'm going to say it again. People may not hear me back there. The celebration is not the practice. Okay? I want you to think about how many guys have been in a play before. Has anybody acted on TV before? Okay. Okay, so you did a little acting on TV. So you don't, in order for you to even get the part, you have to know what? You don't have to know your lines. So you have to what? Practice the lines. Everybody don't know what your lines are before the movie starts, right? So they will only know that when they come to see the movie. And this is kind of like the movie. This is the celebration. We're celebrating one another. So I want you to think about these events to be celebration. And then on January 2nd, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up Kwanzaa and say, okay, I got the pictures. I got all of these things. I'm going to arm myself with the information. I'm going to practice unity. I'm going to practice self-determination. I'm going to practice all of these days. So that way when the celebration comes, I'm not acting brand new. You see? So what I like to do is I'm going to come back at you another time. I've talked to you a little bit about it. This is the 56th year. Let's give it up to the 56th year of Kwanzaa. This is the 17th year that we've been, that the Village Project, myself and Brother Clint has been working together to actually bring forth here in the community. Now, another thing you may not have known is that the first practice of Kwanzaa did happen here in San Francisco. Umoja was practiced in Watts, California. Kujichagulia happened here in San Francisco. There's a brother by the name of Norman Brown. So everybody say Norman Brown. Norman Brown opened his house up for Kujichagulia. So we had San Francisco State. How many of you guys heard of San Francisco State? Everybody? Right? So San Francisco State I had the Africana Studies Department, had the Black Studies Department that we started for the first time in the United States. And it was the Black Studies Department students who came up and said, we need a first fruit celebration. And that's what they brought forth in Watts, California. So, the next thing I want to bring to you is I want you to think about those things because I'm going to talk to you a little bit more as we move forward, okay? But the first person I'd like to bring to you, we have a little performance because I want to lighten it up. I don't want you to think I'm pressing too hard on you. I love you dearly. To my people, I love you guys. But what I want to do is bring you a little bit of performance. Do we have my sister, the Bahia movement? Is she in the building? Do we have the Bahia movement in the building? Let's see. We're going to work it out. Brother's going to work it out. Sister's going to work it out. Community's going to work it out. The people's going to work it out. I love it. It ain't like I'm That's what they say in Watts. I was out there in Watts. I always love doing that. Yes. Maulana Karenga was a part of the creation. It was 3 women I just talked about before. But Maulana Karenga was the creator of us. But you had the people who are a part of the US organization that said, we want to do this. And Maulana Karenga said, okay, well, I'm going to lead the way down this way. I'm going to lead in the college where he was teaching. And since he was over the Africana Studies Department, he said, I'm going to make sure it's embedded in the Studies Department here, where he was studying, where he was teaching in Los Angeles, Cal State Los Angeles. All right? Any other questions? Do we have the Bahia movement? I mean, I can get some Bahia movement up here going, but I don't want to take what they got going on. I don't want to outdo the Bahia movement. I know they got some amazing. Have you seen the dancer? She's an amazing dancer. Is she here? I don't think she's here. I think we may have to move on to the next. She may have left already. I'm not sure. She may be in the back and may not even hear me.
Yeah, she probably is. I was saying that.
All right. Is everybody all right? I see y'all eating. It must be. I know it's good. I know it's good. I can see it already. I can smell it. I'm over here acting like I'm not hungry. All right. Okay, so Bahia. Ah, beautiful. There she is. That's what I'm talking about. That's the ancestors right there. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. We got mama and daughter in. Yes, indeed. So we are right now going to bring up the Bahia movement. I can't wait. You know, the thing I love about this is that when you see her leaping through the air with that smile, I mean, I want you all to get a chance to really capture the smile on their faces when they are leaping through the air. You really feel freedom. Somebody say freedom. Freedom? Freedom now? I don't want you to spit your food out, but you're working it out. Do we have the Bahia movement ready to go? Is it too early for me to call? Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes, that part. We got to look out for our sisters. Okay, should I call you guys up or is the music getting ready? Okay. Okay, greetings everyone. If you can, look into their direction. We're gonna dance on the wood because it's more.
I'm so sorry. I
Yes, yes. Give it up for my sister. Give it up. Woo, 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 woo. Great joy.
Anybody know J.J. Kool-Aid? Yes. Can you help us?
J.J. Kool-Aid.
So, J.J. Kool-Aid is calling response. So can I see? Have you guys joined me with this call and response? Is that okay? Sure. Okay, so J.J. Kool-Aid, it's almost like an African Simon Says, right? Because you know Simon Says is
Yes, yes.
Great.
A round of applause. Let's get it.
You guys okay with doing that with me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So we flipped that Simon Says to our own African, and they probably quit it from us. They probably got it from us, right? And they then took it and said, oh, we're gonna make it as Simon Says, but it's actually our African heritage that we used to do after we tend the fields. Right? So yes. So y'all ready to get it? Get it? Get it? But I'm pretty sure Brother Malik will probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Pass it on. Thank you again, you guys, for letting us
Give her a round of applause. Please stand and give her a round of applause. Give her a real round of applause.
So sorry about this glitch, but the show must go on, right? So, thank you again. Thank you.
Give them another round of applause. They came all the way from Sacramento, California. Please give them up. They got to get up in that bad weather and drive all the way back up to Sacramento. Yes, 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 yes. Che Kule, Che Kufisa, Kufisa Langa. Oh, y'all already on top of it. Y'all ain't playing no games. We got some things. We already bilingual, y'all. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, now we are at the candle lighting. So, it's a little slippery up here. Am I just walking on aloe vera or something? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. You feel slippery? Does it feel slippery on your feet? It's just me. I got aloe vera, something on the bottom of my feet. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, I thought I was James Brown for a minute. I'm like, whoa. All right, the floor is sweating. We doing something in here. All right. So now what I'd like to do is take you into the candle lighting. And what I'd like to do is call up youth. So if you are 15 and below, or how about this? If you are beneath the age of 16, please come on up. That means if you're 5, if you're 4, if you're 3, if you're 2, and of course if you're 1, maybe your parents gonna bring you up. But if you're 5 and you're 6, or you're 7 years old, or maybe you're 10, or 11, oh wait a minute, who's this? What's your name? Akina Morrow, come on over here, give him a round of applause. We got our first child up. I love it. I remember your dad saying he was gonna be a dad, and I think it was you. Was it him? One of them. Man, it's amazing to see time go by. What you gonna be when you grow up?
A doctor.
He's gonna be a doctor. Come on, give it up to the doctor. No, you're gonna be up here with me for a minute. Stay up here with me. Do we have any more children? Up front. That's what we gotta do. We got some more babies. I think we got Mr. Kevin Epps. Can we get his kids up here? Hello, hello. Come on up, come on up. Bring everybody up with you. Thank you. Bring your brother, bring your sister and your little ones with you. Thank you very much. Give it up for our children who are making it up. Again, we don't want our children to feel shy from the culture. Ah, there they are. Come on up. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. Give her a round of applause. We got another one there on the end. Who's that? With the pink hat. Come on up, Elijah. Please. 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 I love that pink bonnet on your head. It's beautiful. Come on up. We're going to stand behind the table. Don't be shy. Come on up behind here. Come around. Is that? I think I know who this is. Oh, wow. Let's give it up for our children. Give it up to them. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. They got to remember this. I used to have my son up here all the time. And now he's a grown man and he's sitting back there chilling and relaxing. But what I want to do is I want them to remember, have something to remember, to bring our folks forward. You want to tell the people your name? Give it up for Josiah. Josiah. Tell people your name. Give it up for Kamari. What's your name?
Norian.
Give it up for Norian. Give it up for Anijah, the beautiful eyes. You had some good food today, huh? What's your name? Give it up for Nafisa too. Come up closer, please come up closer. Come up closer, you guys. It's amazing, right? We're looking at the camera up there. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring them into the table. Come closer to the table, just come to the table. And as I light, you guys are just gonna touch my shoulders so that the energy of the light goes right into the candle. All right? I hope you guys taking note to this. Yes. Yes. Come closer. Come on in. My good brother. Look at this, man. That's what I'm talking about. So you're going to touch my arm as my arm goes over. Come on over here. You guys going to lead the front. The men in black. So we're going to be right here, and you guys going to touch my arm. Oh, no, not over here. You're just going to touch my arm while I light the candle. Is that okay? And you guys can touch my shoulders, okay? That's how it's going to work. Come on over. You're taller, you're about her height, so come on the other end so we can have that balance. box of light. And you're going to come closer, you're going to touch my shoulder. And you're going to stand over here behind him. And then you're going to touch my shoulder too. Okay? So let's go ahead. With everyone touching. This is the time when you actually begin getting your photos. So even though we're having conversation amongst one another, this is the time when you put all of your attention on the young people. This is when you give all your attention to the young people so that they know that they have the attention that they need to give good back to the community. So I'm going to light up, and I'm going to raise my mic. When I raise my mic, you will say Ashe. I'll tell you when. All right, that is Umoja, unity. Then we're going to go to Kuji Chagulia, self-determination. All right, now I'm going to go to collective work and responsibility, Ujima. And I appreciate all these young people touching because it is really helping me to light. Normally it's hard to do it. All right, and then we're going to go to Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Yes, I'm getting all this energy from you guys. I feel it too. It is really lighting up, really nice. And we say, now this time is going to be like a New Year's celebration, like you might do in front of your TV, jumping and hollering when it's New Year and stuff like that. Or when you at the event and you're going all the way, we want to give them this energy because this is the last day that we're going to be celebrating this year. And we want the children to remember that they did a great deed. Ashe? Ashe. Okay, so you guys are on help, but it takes a village to do what? Oh, come on, man. We're talking the real stuff right here. So we're going to raise them through this, okay? So we're going to raise our voices as much as we can and clap and cheer for them as if though we seen Michael Jackson again. Somebody might faint in here if that happened, but let's see here, okay. All right, Ujamaa, cooperative economics. In NIA, we are in NIA actually. NIA, purpose. We say? Ashe! Give it up, give a round of applause. Please give a standing round of applause. Standing round of applause. Can we stand up? Can we stand up? Yes. Can we stand up? Can we stand up? Can we stand up? Can we stand up? Give a round of applause. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. You want to say thank you? Our children are just, we love them. Thank you, village. And I hope you got some good photos with them because, again, next year they're going to be probably taller than me. All right, you guys can go ahead and have a seat. I would like you to also give another round of applause to Momagic. Let's give it up for Momagic. They are also a part of this as well. Yes, yes, yes. Momagic, the Village Project, the AAACC, we are here to raise our children. We are here to be the village we need to be for ourselves. And as you see this candle, this is called Mwanga. Can the room say Mwanga? Mwanga is the light. We are right now we are full intent and purpose, on purpose. So everything we're doing is in purpose because we have young people who would be here if they could be here. We have young parents who would be here if they could be here. But circumstances have pulled them away from our community and have made them a part of our personal events and affairs in our hearts, minds, and souls. So with that right, we're going to do this with every being in our soul, and that's why I speak with so much passion about this, okay? So our next mode, I would like to bring up another. Let's see what we have here. What do we have? I'm going to check what I got going on here. We did the candle lighting. We have our drummers, the drumming circle. You want to do the band? Okay, I'm looking at what it say here, but we're going to do the band. I see the hand on her hip. She playing no games, so I'm gonna stand over here. I know she got a kitchen knife or something in here. Stand over here. All right. All right. So we're gonna bring up the band. We got brothers that's looking clean too. I mean, brothers always come smooth on the band. I always wanted to be in the band. I always wanted to be a musician. I was growing up a musician. I was into hip hop and things like that. But we got some brothers who's gonna come up here and start cooking for you. It's gonna smell good, y'all. Let's give it up for our band. Let me get the name right. Yes, yes, yes. What's the name of the band? The Silver Foxes. I should have known. I saw my brother right here. Come on, man. The Silver Fox. Give it up for the Silver Foxes. Come on. Come on.
I would like to say good evening, good evening. What a beautiful celebration this is. We got AJ, brother AJ on bass. Give him a nice round of applause. AJ George. Tim Landis on guitar. Yours truly, Larry, man. We're going to do a couple numbers before we bring the star of the show up. The great Silver Fox. I'm going to do a couple numbers for you.
He was by himself.
Nice round of applause. Tim Landis on the guitar. We're going to do another one before we bring on the Silver Fox. We're going to go down to New Orleans. Come on, go with us and check on the Fat Man. We talking about none other than the great Fats Domino. Now what you gonna do when the world runs down? Don't lay back down and cry. I'ma be right by your side. You baby, I even got a woman. Talking, hoping that you come back to me. Come on, dear. Oh, that's about time, Rudy. One more. Oh, hey, la, ba. Yeah, that's it. Let's go to the bridge. Now what you gonna do when the world goes down? Don't lay right down and cry. I'ma be right by your side. You bring back down, talking, you're hoping you come back to me. Ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time to bring the man on. Only one, the Silver Fox. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Can you turn it down just a little bit, please? Thank you. That's perfect. All right, now we go. Thank you for the, for the indiscretion. This song is called Changing My Pocket. You know, when a man gets up for work on Friday, he got a little money in his pocket. He got two things that he wants to do. He wants to go home, get him a shower, go back to and meet somebody special. Somebody that looks as good as you, baby. I got change in my pocket. Baby, can I spend it with you? I got change in my pocket. Baby, can I spend it with you? I got change in my pocket. And there's a few things that I want to do. I'm going to step up to the bar and buy a few rounds and see who comes around. I got change in my pocket. Baby, you know what to do. I'm not talking about a quarter or two. I got what it takes to be with you. I've got change. I need change. I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I'm going to have some fun before the night is through. I got change in my pocket. Baby, you know what to do. I'm not talking about a quarter or two. I've got what it takes to be with you. Come on. I've got change, I need change. I don't know what everybody else is, but come on, y'all, let's have some fun before the night is through. Change in my pocket, baby, can I spend it with you? I've got change in my pocket, I'm gonna spend it before the night is through. So I wrote this song, it's called Honeybee. And all the honeybees were dying, but I'm from the streets of the Bay. So I had to put a little twist on it. This song's called Honeybee. Looking for my baby, my little honeybee. I've been looking for my baby, my little honeybee. 'Cause she's been out there making honey for everybody else but me. to me. Now I was up in the Fillmore. Now I've been all across the bay. I was out in New York City. This is what they had to say. The flowers are in bloom. The fruit is sweet, sweet as can be. But we haven't seen now. We haven't seen your little honey bee. And you know that's worrying me. My little honeybee, she was jelly back onto me. 'Cause ain't nothing been right in my garden since my little honeybee's been on this glorious bee. Whoa! I've been looking for my baby, my little honeybee. So you see my little honeybee, look. Please, 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 shoot her gently back home to me. You know, sometimes when you're in love with somebody and things don't go right, you end up with a blues with a feeling. That's what I've got tonight. I've got a blues with a feeling. Let's go, man. 1, 2, 3. What I have today. Blues with a feeling. That's what I have today. I've got to find my baby if it takes all night. you're by yourself, and the one that you're loving is all loving somebody else. Look for the feeling. That's what I have today. I've got to find my baby. If it takes all night and day. Come on, Jim, let's work this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Landers on lead guitar. Next song we're going to do is a Jimmy Witherspoon tune. I don't know if y'all know Jimmy Witherspoon, but he's one of the greatest blues singers that ever lived. Everybody talks about a lot of other guys, but Jimmy was right up there with the top. And he wrote this song. It's called Times Are Getting Tougher Than Tough. And I think the song is appropriate for this day and age. So we're going to go ahead and rip this one off for you. We hope y'all having fun this evening. We're trying to bring it for you. Yeah, we're glad you're having a good time, this lady. Yes, tough times get tougher than tough. Things are getting rougher than rough. I found myself a woman I just couldn't keep enough. Things are getting tough. Things are getting rougher than rough. pork chops on the market. I have to butcher for a pound. I couldn't buy pork chop when I laid my money down. Time gets tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. I make a lot of money. I just keep spending the stuff. Pork chop on the market. I have to butcher for a pound. I couldn't buy a pork chop when I laid my money down. Time gets tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. I make a lot of money. I just keep spending the stuff. Politicians say, cut back on all that meat. Why don't they lower the price and just let the people eat? Times get tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. I make a lot of money. I just keep spending the stuff. Come on, Tim. To live, but I guess I have to try. Undertakers formed a union and it costs too much to die. Times get tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. I make a lot of money. I just keep spending the stuff. Feature AJ Joyce on this lead. This guy right here, phenomenal bass player. That's right. Tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. Things get tough, so damn tough for us. Well, I make a lot of money. I just keep spending the stuff. Times get tougher than tough. Things get rougher than rough. We get ready to let the drummers do their thing. You want to do one more?
They're going to keep on going with us. Y'all sound good down there, brothers.
Y'all sound good up there.
Well, you know, I write these songs, and I wrote this when I was in love with this young woman. She was 45, I was 65. You know how that's trouble, you know what I mean? With a capital T. Anyway, so thought I was in love till one day I came home and there was nobody there. So I wrote this song about it. It's called Country Road. It's in G. One, two, three. Baby, loaded on a country road. I lost my pretty baby, loaded on a country road. Between San Francisco and Sacramento, where she's at, I just don't know. Now she might have got a flat tire or pulled off along the road. She might have saw her exit and just kept going. I just don't know why. I lost my pretty baby, lonely on a country road. Somewhere between San Francisco and Sacramento, she took the wrong turn I want you to know. Now for 3 days and 3 nights, I drove up and down the road. I was looking for my baby's car because that's the only thing I know. I lost my pretty baby, lonely on a country road. Somewhere between San Francisco and Sacramento, where she's at, I just don't know. Now watch this, y'all. After driving up and down that road for 3 days and 3 nights, there's one thing I want y'all to know. She can't come home no more. I lost my pretty baby, lonely on a country road. But after 3 days and 3 nights, y'all, I just don't want nobody. Let the drummers have it from here. Yes, sir.
here all night jamming. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to, let's give it up for the band, please. You said from San Francisco to Sacramento. I don't know, man, that was a tough one right there. That was a tough one. You said, she said she ain't got no apartment no more. That's unfortunate. I want to actually end it off. I don't want to end, but I want to advance because we got so much love trapped in this room right now. And what I want to do is utilize this opportunity for us to do something that is really important to the Kwanzaa event, or the Karamu, which is Harambe. So what I would like to do is if we can get everyone at their tables, if we can have everyone stand up. We're going to all do this together. We're going to have my brothers drumming. We're going to all stand up. And we're going to pull down over our hearts all of this positive and love energy that we built up. Pull it down over our hearts, saying Harambe. So as we pull, we take one hand, we turn it into a fist, and we pull it down over our hearts, saying Harambe. We do it 7 times, and on the 7th one, we hold it like we're hugging our grandma for the last time. All right? I don't want nobody to fall out. But I want us to be long-winded with this one here. On the last one on 70. All right? So on 7, so let's go. Make sure everybody's hands up, fist up, hands up. Harambe, 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 Harambe. All pull together. Let's all pull together. Let's all pull together. Let's all pull together. Kwanzaa Yenu Iwe Nahari. Kwanzaa Yenu Iwe Nahari. Kwanzaa Yenu Iwe Nahari is the term that Kwanzaa comes from, which means first fruit. Give yourselves a round of applause. And we're going to take it out with the drummers. They told me it can't happen without me being there. The brother's already waving me in. I can't get out of it. We're going to make it work. So I'm going to go over here and cook with them for a minute because I got to get back to Richmond. I can't get to Sacramento, but we're going I'm going to get back to Richmond though tonight. I know I'm going to get back. All right. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Let's start cooking up. We're going to get it going, brothers. And we got our sister here. Come on up, come on up, come on up.
Hello. Can y'all hear me okay? Habari Gani Nia.
Habari Gani. So when you say Habari Gani, you say Nia, we say purpose. Habari Gani. Nia. Purpose. Habari Gani. Nia. Purpose. There we go.
Oh, yes. So, hi you guys. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Whittia. I want to go by Soldier Be Live. I live in Fillmore. I've been seeing these Kwanzaa performances since I was the kiddies age. And then I'm here today just to share a little words. Me and my classmate from SF State, we have a couple words to share about Kwanzaa. And I just want to start off, Nia means purpose, right? So I'm here and I'm speaking because I love Fillmore. I love Fillmore. And let's see, I'm just gonna say my little speech. So in Fillmore, we have many different ethnicities, but we support with open arms, but at what cost? It's at the cost of an actively decreasing population of the American Negro, better known amongst us as Black people. This one fact is what drives me to stay in Fillmore, because why do we have a decrease in population? To me, it's the non-existent community dental clinic, as well as the lack of enrichment classes in our public schools. But despite all the disparities, I'd like to send appreciation and thanks to the leaders of Fillmore that host Black Joy in Fillmore. Okay? Can I get an ashe for that? Period. Okay. So one thing I want to share about Kwanzaa, since we had a wonderful education session with our brother Malik and brother Clint, one thing that my cousin told me is that to have Kwanzaa exist in the year, to practice it, she said that you would go from your birthday, so you start with your birthday, and then you want to count like, I believe 7 weeks from that date, and then in that 7-week cycle, it will represent one of the concepts of Mungo Saba. And then this is just a way for you to start to practice, you know what I mean? So as you're going through the 7 weeks of each cycle representing each candle and principle, you should, at the end of like 52 weeks, ooh, I might not be doing my math right, but yes, at the end of 52 weeks, which is total up to about a year, it should end on the day of your birthday. So that's just one thing I want to share with you guys, is to practice starting from your birthday, counting 7 weeks. That's one cycle to represent one concept of Mungo Saba, not Kwanzaa.
Nguzo Saba. Nguzo Saba. Nguzo. I don't want to choke you.
Nguzo Saba.
Nguzo Saba.
Nguzo Saba.
Yes.
But yes, that's what I want to share. And I want to pass the mic to my future business partner and fellow classmate at SF State, Kieran Spain. He want to share a couple words.
Alright, before I speak, I learned as a youth that I always ask the elders if I have permission to speak before I speak, so do I have permission? Yes. Alright, appreciate it. Alright, Abarigani, Purpose. My name is Karen. I go by Mr. Healing of my Alpha. And in honor of NIA, I come to share my purpose today and also talk about what I believe the purpose of Kwanzaa is. And before we go into that, I want to talk about what the Ma'afa is and why we must heal it. And the Ma'afa is a what brother earlier said, Ki, Swahili, and Swahili is two different things. So I didn't know that earlier, but I just want to say Ma'afa is a Swahili term which means great disaster, referring to the terroristic acts committed upon the African diaspora through European and Arab slavery, cultural aggression, and internal treason. And in Dr. Asa Hillier's book, Spa, The Reawakening of the African Mind, he describes the Ma'afa as follows. The Ma'afa we face is multifaceted and complete. It has produced obvious horrors like enslavement, colonization, murder, the stealing of land and property, and the systematic social, political, and economic domination of Africans and African societies. It has also produced less obvious, but just as detrimental horrors like cultural aggression, historical memory loss, and spiritual emptiness. While the Ma'afa continues to rage around us, we sleep. We fail to confront our condition as a unified people because we are ignorant of our past, we have no vision for the future, and we are reactionary. In short, we do nothing as others make and execute plans for our future. To counter the Ma'afa, Africans must go through a Wimi Masu, a Kemetic term which means the repetition of birth or reawakening. The Wimi Masu is also a healing, but before any substantial healing can take place, we Africans must begin at the beginning and pursue the wisdom of our ancestors. Numerous African civilizations have left the legacy of a holistic socialization process built firmly on the spiritual foundation. In these paradigmatic African societies, spirituality could not be separated from education, science, politics, health, nature, culture, or anything else present in the society. This holistic approach can be useful for African people today. And then he goes on to say that no matter where Africans are on the continent or in the diaspora, our condition is the same. We are on the bottom and descending. The Ma'afa continues to take its toll, and we are unconscious, unorganized, unfocused, and lost from our purpose. So the Ma'afa, he's basically saying, is a great disaster that refers to the physical interruption of African diaspora life, civilization, and society, control of our social ideologies and beliefs, government, and control and power over our economic lives from our jobs and businesses that shape the society. And while the Ma'afa is in mind and all around us while we live in a society operated by our oppressors, I believe that the purpose of Kwanzaa is a time where we deal with the ramifications of enslavement, colonization, Black Death, loss of power over our lands, loss of power to run a society with businesses and a social order that reflect the foundation of our ancestors' idealism for peace and balance, which we know to be Ma'at, by using our Kwanzaa principles. All right. So today,
Give it up. Yes, sir.
So today, Kwanzaa must not be thought about as only a mere celebration where we come together to only talk Nguzu Saba, but a time to focus and revitalize our efforts with these concepts to heal the Ma'afa. Umoja can only be achieved if we do as Professor Hillier says, go back to the beginning and use our ancestral knowledge from our ancestors that represent the zenith point of our great culture that is the cradle of civilization. Our brothers and sisters cannot understand the importance of Umoja nor the concept itself if they are poisoned with the idealism of individualism that is projected from white supremacy and the Ma'afa. Kuji Chagalia, self-determination, can only be found when the prerequisite of Umoja is understood as well as what is self. We must understand what is self. In short, self from the African perspective is viewed not only you as you or me as an individual, but self is all, and all is self. Or better said, everything is everything. Right? Everything is everything. And while the Western European ideology once again has the perspective of self being a separate individual with no connection to life around him or her, when one has Kuji Chagalia, he or she is now ready to put in the groundwork themselves that assist his or her community, because in turn he or she understands that will also come back to affect them as well. Ujima and Ujama, collective work and responsibility, as well as cooperative economics, is the mobilization and action of our Umoja and Kuji Chagalia. Building, owning, maintaining, and profiting from our own creations is true liberation from the Ma'afa and white supremacy. Why? Because with having our own land and building our own schools, hospitals, grocery stores, transportation businesses, hospitals, forms of community protection, we no longer are dependent upon the systematic institutions and businesses that are rooted with white supremacy and are the children of Ma'afa. We will liberate ourselves from the dependence we have for these entities and do for self. NIA and Kuumba, using our creative ways, our purpose must be to ascend our consciousness to a level of peace and balance and an understanding of our true selves as individual aspects of the Creator, fractions of a whole, yet a powerful fraction with the power of the one that lies within him or her. Our purpose must be also the ability to maintain the capability to live freely with the perspective of our ancient ancestors without losing the power to those who want to oppress us and detach our spirits and mind from nature and the ancestors. And with Imani, faith in the Most High, faith in yourself to act as the Most High, and faith in your brother and sister to know you are, and faith within your brother and sister to know you guys are reflections, and we will use these Kwanzaa principles to heal the Ma'afa. Thank you. Thank you.
Give it up to my brother. Tell the people your name. What's your name, man?
My name is K-Ren. You can find me on Instagram at Healing the Ma'afa. I make music as well.
Okay.
And And my music gonna be releasing pretty soon in January, so look me up on Instagram, Healing Dub My Alpha, D-A, Healing Dub My Alpha. Appreciate you.
We definitely got a lot of work to do together. I'm a part of the Momagic committee, so let's work it out. Our brother just got through talking to you on why we need to practice Kwanzaa. A celebration and practice are two different things. We celebrate what we've been able to cover, and then we practice. And as we practice, we gather those sensibilities that we need to be able to keep moving forward. Do we have all of our drummers here now? Or have they, all right. Give it up for our drummers. Give it up for our young brother again who really gave us. Asa Hilliard, Dr. Ashwa Kwezi, Dr. Yosef Binyakinen, John Henry Clark, and many others have moved forward to give us how we can move forward and why it is important to introduce ourselves to the historic format of where we come from so that we can create what we need for today. So, with that being said, let the rhythm hit him. We'll let the rhythm love him. We don't want it to hit him. You gonna make it?